Hey everyone, Ruben here with Kindred Dog PDX. I'm out here this afternoon with Georgia, and we're just going to talk about the concept of leash pressure and showing our dogs this new form of communication, right? So the whole idea is that I want her to follow the leash. So she's going to need to learn how to turn into it to release the pressure from the collar, right? So what I don't want to do is I don't want to pull straight down her spine, because that's going to create an opposition reflex, right? She's going to want to just move forward still while I'm pulling backwards, and she might do this like butt scoot thing, still trying to focus on whatever it is that she's distracted by. So it's important for me to change my body angles so that I can get her to follow the leash, like I said, right? If she was to stop, I don't want to pull towards me. I want to just move my body around and get her to go with me, right? So over here you can see she's kind of smelling stuff. And if your dog struggles with walking with you inside the house, practice inside first. It's just going to be a lot more challenging when you take your dog outside. There's all that stuff going on, and you're just going to have a much harder time. So we want to practice in lower distraction environments so that we can actually practice, okay? So right here, right? So she's kind of stopped. I'm going to apply pressure to the right-hand side of her head. When she turns into me, even just a little bit, I release that pressure, okay? Because that's what I'm telling her. Essentially, I'm saying, yes, that's exactly what I want. I want you to turn into the direction that I'm facing with this leash. Just like that. Good. And we're not using a bunch of pressure here. I mean, it's literally 2 fingers on the leash, okay? And I like to just do this back and forth kind of thing. Get the dog to turn in, walk facing me as I'm facing them. I'll come around, do this little teardrop motion or a U-shaped, a little J. But that helps get the dog following the leash. So I'm applying a little bit of pressure this way, get them to go out that way, a pressure in. And I'm also moving, right? In every instance, maybe not every instance, but in a lot of instances, motion is your friend. So what I don't want to do is stand still and just try to muscle her with arm strength, okay? Walk with her, okay? Because the motion, me moving creates motion in her, okay? So now we're getting dog already hanging backwards. You can walk into them. That helps create spatial pressure awareness, right? Again, fingers, 2 fingers, okay? If you're feeling you have to do any more than that, we might need to take a look at what is going on. It doesn't take a lot of strength at all. That's the exact opposite of what we want to do, right? So doing some more of these little figure 8s. Can turn around. But this is going to be the building blocks for when we move outside, right? We go out to the front yard, like in our little cul-de-sac area, and we're going to do this same stuff out there because she's going to be even more distracted outside. But the more practice we put in here, the faster she's going to remember and be able to pull from that, right? And, leash work, I think is super important because, what if you live in the city? Maybe if you don't live in the city, walking on a leash isn't that important. But in the city, you might have to be navigating by people. And I want her to be able to follow the leash. So I'm going to try something out. I don't know if she's ready for it yet. Hey, good. Right? So she's this side. Now I want her on this side. Good girl. So as you can see, I mean, this is pretty challenging for her already, right? And we're just walking around in the house. So watch your dog and see, where they're at. If they can walk through the house nice and calmly and relaxed, okay, maybe you're ready to go outside. But if doing this is, and your dog looks like her, she's got her mouth open, she's panting. Hey, good. Let's go. Practice inside, Maybe moving to your backyard is the next step, right? Because it's a little bit more controlled. But this is what I want. I want her to be getting used to this idea of following the lead. If I have to help her out, that's fine. We're just still practicing. This is only her second day here. Okay, just like this. And literally practicing this exact same thing outside is going to be huge, because you're not only cultivating a dog who responds to leash pressure, but you're also cultivating a better walk in general, right? She's starting to get used to this idea, because I eventually want her to be like here with me, okay? Just walk around, and you can use your whole house, right? We're just doing this so I can show you, but we have a hallway here that, you can walk up there, you can walk up your stairs, walk throughout your house, If the dog is fixated on something straight ahead, let's say she's like focused straight ahead, I might use my 2 fingers, put a little pressure on her bum, and get her to turn her head that way. If the leash isn't doing that for me already, right? So if she's like looking over there and I'm able to do this, oh, we already got a little bit, but that really wasn't warranted, right? If I started to apply pressure and she was still looking, so I'm like over here and she's still looking, I might add this in, because that little touch right there is pretty novel to her. So it almost like distracts her from what's going on, right? So if she's looking over, can touch. Hey, good. Touch. Good. Someone's getting squirrely. Shh. So see right here, we almost just saw it, but I'm going to switch my body. Get her to follow it, because what I don't want her to do is feel the leash going, but then do this like opposite butt scoot. If I'm going this way and she's like turning her butt this way, that's not what I want, okay? Let's go. And if she does that, then I'm just going to start over and make sure I get the turn that I was originally looking for, okay? So we're about to wrap it up here with her. That is our general way of introducing the leash to the dog, because this is a communication tool now, right? So this is how we're going to teach her how to sit. Good, just like that. And so we need her to understand this, okay? And it's just going to make everything else that we do down the road that much easier, okay? And yeah, if you guys have any questions about any of this stuff, feel free to hit us up in the comments. She was doing pretty good in here, so it might look a little different for you, but those are kind of the key things that we want to look for, okay? Turning into the leash, not trying to fight it, using your body as motion, us moving creates motion in her so she doesn't get stuck, and we're not trying to drag the dog along or anything like that. And if it feels like you're having to use a lot of strength, you might want to take a few steps back and maybe start just in a lower distraction space and then work your way up, right? Like get this to feel really nice and smooth before you start moving ahead. All right? Yeah. Talk to you later.